I want to welcome renowned criminal defense attorney Mark Geragos. Mark, welcome. You know, the defense presents closing arguments today, but I want to ask you about the prosecution's closing arguments. At some points, it was fiery. But what is the biggest problem for prosecutors that leaves room for a not guilty verdict?
Well, I think they've got two problems. Their biggest problem is their scientific evidence has completely, if you will, disintegrated. It started off, remember, this case started off talking about blood spatter. They had the shirt of Alec Murdaugh. They assumed that was blood on it. They sent it out. They had somebody test it. That's what they went to the grand jury with. Lo and behold, it turns out during the trial that that was not blood on it. Second of all is this timeline. Now, they think they've nailed down the timeline. I think what you're going to see today is the defense is going to, if I were betting on this, is going to focus on it, and they're going to try to destroy it in the jury's mind. They're going to say, look, just because the phone was off does not mean that that's the time of death. And then third, if there is a third, it's this idea, you don't have to prove motive, but this idea that somehow he had financial problems and therefore he decided to kill his wife and blow his son's head off. If you'll excuse the graphic nature of that, that's exactly what happened. I don't think that resonates with most people. I know that the defense has done focus groups on that and nobody's buying what the prosecution is selling. And now it's up to see whether the actual jurors sitting in the box are buying what the prosecution is selling.
Well, I want to ask you, are they actually saying that the two of them, Maggie and Paul, died when Alec's phone was off? Is that the only indication of a timeline, or are they actually, can they determine based on an autopsy report the minutes, how long those bodies were cold?
Right. This is the problem. An autopsy is never going to give you the precision of minutes. It can give you rough estimations of the hours that the body has been dead. So they're saying that the phones of Maggie and his son, when they went cold, so to speak, and there was no more movement, that's the time of death. That's a tough sell, in my opinion. I know that my phone was dead, and I would have been dead for that for the last 7 hours while sleeping. So, and I think everybody puts their phone down or turns their phone off with great frequency and can understand that.
It was the defense calling for that rare trip to the kennels. Do you believe that jurors who may be undecided right now because of all of the evidence that they were seeing are going to respond instead to some type of gut reaction that they felt when they were on that property, and that will help determine a verdict?
You know, it's such a great question because I've been doing this for 40 years. I've only had, in murder cases, only 2 or 3 times, my memory's going on the third, of where we've gone out to a scene. Ironically, every time that's happened has been a hung jury in my experience. I think that the dynamics of jury deliberations, though, are slightly different. I don't think that you necessarily have 12 people who stand strong for whatever opinion they have. I think you have generally the kind of group dynamics is 1 or 2 people who kind of lead a charge for either side, and then you have people that go along with whatever they are kind of pushing for. So the question is, do you have 2 people or more, generally that's how it breaks down, that are arguing for the defense and are arguing, hey, look, we were out at that scene. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense the way it's been described. And mind you, the one thing that the prosecution, they didn't do it in their closing argument and they didn't do it during the trial, explain with any specificity is, why were 2 guns used? How does that make sense that 2 different guns were used? We don't have the guns, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that the trajectory of the ballistics in this case were going in the front and out the rear. That just doesn't seem to make sense from the evidence as to why that would be, unless there were 2 shooters.
Yeah, and I know that came up late in this case. Mark Geragos, great to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.